Showbox, the new generation, is coming to you tonight from the Buffalo Run Casino in Miami, Oklahoma. We talked about this highly anticipated doubleheader, and the first fight was sensational and frightening. Sellout crowd settling in now for the main event. We will, of course, keep you updated on the progress of Jadon Codrington. But the main event has unbeaten Sechew Powell against power-hitting Archak TerMeliksetian in a 10-round junior middleweight bout. Nick Charles with Steve Farhood ringside, and as ready as you are for this main event action. Steve, we've seen Sechew Powell lots of times on Showbox. Sure. 3, in fact. Seen him outbox people. Seen him display raw punching ability. Archak TerMeliksetian is a heavy hitter. It's only been 6 rounds, though. So you add this all up, would it seem, I'm asking you, best for Powell to try to extend this fight?
Yeah, I think that's probably the way he's going to go. You know, if he decides to try to back up Archak, he might win this fight very easily, but by doing so, he's, in essence, putting his head in the lion's mouth. That's a little dangerous, and you don't know what the result would be. I have a feeling he'll box, as you suggest, in the second half of the fight. He'll turn it up and come on.
Be interesting to watch Sechew Powell as we get a look at him first. His 4th Showbox appearance. We've seen him survive some rocky moments. We've watched him dominate fights on our air. In his first Showbox appearance last summer, Powell had his world rocked when he took on veteran Grady Brewer. He got nailed by a combination and hit the deck for the first time as a pro. He survived and went on to win a highly controversial split decision. This past January, he dominated Patrick Thompson in every aspect. Powell moved well, flashed hand speed, strung together solid combos. He showed aggression, power, and fought with fire to win easily. Then in May, Powell took on Cornelius Bundridge, and we witnessed one of the most sensational moments in boxing. Both fighters went down simultaneously in the opening seconds. Both got up, and it was Powell who struck first with a left hand that finished the job. Oh, this one's over just 22 seconds after the opening bell. And since that unforgettable night on Showbox, Powell's TKO'd former interim world champion Santiago Samaniego in his last fight 10 weeks ago. Sechew Powell is now 17-0 with 11 KOs. Steve, what's behind the numbers?
Oh, is this the new Sechew? After winning 3 in a row on points, Powell has scored 2 quickie KOs, which came against his toughest opponents to date, Bundridge and Samaniego. Boxer or puncher, which is the real Sechew? Chin test. Powell's been down twice in his last 5 fights. Archak is a huge puncher. This could be a real test for Sechew's chin. And distance done. Powell's been 8 rounds twice, 10 rounds once. Typical of a puncher, Archak has never been past 6. Advantage Powell.
Archak TerMeliksetian was born in Armenia, moved to Brazil with his family when he was 12. He was a 4-time Brazilian national champion and says he knocked out 79 opponents in 107 amateur fights. Archak moved to the U.S., turned pro over 3 years ago. He suffered his only loss to 2-time Olympian Nurhan Suleiman, who was unbeaten as a pro at that time. 27-year-old Archak TerMeliksetian is a power-hitting, aggressive fighter. He's 15-1 now with a dozen knockouts. Steve, what do you see behind his numbers?
Well, Archak's been smashing southpaws. He's faced 2 lefties and quickly KO'd both of them. But those weren't real tests, Nick. Sparring with the likes of lefties George Khalid Jones and Sharmba Mitchell should help. Busy Shark. From February through August of this year, Archak fought once a month. He's clearly regained the momentum he lost in getting beaten by Suleiman in 2004. And puzzling loss. After stopping Archak, Suleiman has lost 3 of 5. That doesn't reflect well on the Shark, but his manager says the loss forced Archak to refocus, which a young fighter sometimes needs to do.
Exactly. You know, we talked so much about this. Well, we'll talk a little more. We'll set it up. Sechew Powell risks his unbeaten record, says he has the skills and the experience to beat Archak TerMeliksetian, who vows to use that power and explosiveness to win a war. But Steve, just speaking a little bit more of this bout, as we see both fighters in the ring, interesting thing about this, talk strategy. TerMeliksetian, the fights I saw him look very green, very powerful. I think it's so critical that this guy sets up his power against Powell, who could outbox most people.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, Powell being a southpaw, that's added an added effect. But Archak has knocked out the subpar opposition he's faced. There's a little bit of bully to him until he proves otherwise. When he stepped up in class against Nurhan Suleiman, what happened? He couldn't land the big punch. He started backing up, and the fight was over. That's why I question whether Powell might try to take control of this fight very early. But by doing so, of course, he puts himself at risk. We do know Archak can punch, subpar opposition or not. He scored a lot of impressive knockouts, and he has two good hands to power punch with.
You know, both of these guys, one of the things they've suffered from is overexcitability a little bit. They get a little bit ahead of themselves. We've seen Powell flat out admit, in fact, to you, Steve, I remember after one fight that, hey, I got a little overexcited. And TerMeliksetian, they've been working on just getting him to relax in the ring. One of the intriguing things, never being past 6, you know, do you push the pedal? Do you try to stretch it out? Can't afford to give any rounds away early against a boxer.
You know what? Archak is going for the knockout, Nick. I mean, he's going to be pushing the pedal because
I agree.
He wouldn't take this fight unless he thought he could knock Powell out. And the fact of the matter is, right or wrong, he thinks Powell has a weak chin. Powell's been down a couple of times. The left hook that Grady Brewer put Powell down with didn't seem like that big a shot. Powell went down. Bundridge knocked him down. Of course, we forget about that because Powell, the double knockdown, and then Powell knocked Bundridge out. Basically knocked him out the way Tyson did Burbick. Knocked him down 2 or 3 times with one punch. So you forget about the fact that Powell has to prove he has a good chin. Give Powell credit for the fact that he's taken on a big puncher when at least the media has questioned Powell's chin.
Well, exactly, and with good reason, as you mentioned. We saw him go down against Brewer summer before last. But again, guys dealing with adversity, you know, you escape close shaves and you get beyond them, but you better learn from them. And it does seem that Powell fights. First time I ever saw Powell, I said, man, this guy is so aggressive. He looks so strong. And then later I said, no, he's definitely a boxer puncher. But it's all about knowing who you are. And obviously you try to work on the weaknesses, but you can't work on a weak chin. You just have to stay away from a power hitter once again. But I think it is critical. I like with Henry Cortez, who trains and manages Archak TerMeliksetian, says, hey, you know, I want TV guys. This is who I have. He's got to go for the KO. And there's no question. To me, he's not as skilled a boxer as Powell. He has fought lefties before, as you say, so that's going to help him a little bit. But in terms of experience, you really have to give it to Powell.
And Nick, I have to say, you haven't said Archak TerMeliksetian's name wrong once yet. I've said it wrong. I'm 2 for 2, and you've been perfect, which is impressive. But both of these guys, I think, focus better than they used to. You know, Powell, I'm very familiar with. He's a New Yorker. I've seen a lot of his fights in New York as he's coming up, and he didn't used to work that hard, to be honest with you. I used to hear reports from Gleason's when he trained there that he wasn't all that focused. He's a lot more focused now. He's had a change in trainers, and it seems to be working for him.
Showtime brings you the very best in premium entertainment.
I know I'm a monster.
If you're gonna kill me, please do it fast.
I am reborn!
That's hilarious. Quick question? Sure. Shut up. I'm just having desserts and liquor.
We will be cruel to the German.
You don't have to worry about me.
It's all you want. It's the best. It's Showtime. You can get $25 cash back when you order Showtime. Call 1-888-SHOWTIME now.
Everybody tells them dude, your car. Oh, that's okay. Here, watch this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh, hey, Kim.
Who is that guy? That's my agent, Rich. Can I try? Yeah, go for it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. With a hot guy.
What's up?
This could work. Who's also sensitive.
He's a rescue.
But has a dark side.
Yo.
Hello.
Hey, Dark Side, get your feet off the car.
Find out what else State Farm agents can do for you at yagent.com.
To get my buddies to help me move, I picked up Pizza Hut pizzas for just $10 each.
Those were the only boxes he picked up.
Hey, whoa, I supervised.
Pick up any of your favorite pizzas for just $10 and add a 2-liter Pepsi and breadsticks for $4 more. Only at your Pizza Hut.
I'm not Beth.
Calling all captains! Drink responsibly.
You're stuck on a treadmill. You're making minimum payments on your credit cards, and you just don't get anywhere. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. Get off the treadmill. Get on with your life.
Call toll-free 1-800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
ESPN 3D is here. Watch over 80 live sporting events in amazing 3D. Contact your video provider or visit ESPN.com/3D.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the Buffalo Run Casino here in Miami, Oklahoma. This next bout is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment in association with Main Events, Tony Holden Productions, the Connecticut Defenders, Connecticut's hometown team, and Showtime. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the Oklahoma Professional Boxing Commission, our chairman, Danny Hodge, the executive director, Joe Miller. Introducing the judges as appointed, Jerry Griffin, Gerald Ritter, and Oren Schellenberger, and the referee, Gary Ritter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ShowBox main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. Presenting first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trunks and weighing in at 153 pounds. He enters the ring with a record of 15 wins, 1 loss, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Yerevan, Armenia, now fighting out of Fairview, New Jersey, Archak, the Shark Attack, TerMeliksetian. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white trim and weighing in at 154 pounds. He enters the ring with an unblemished record, 17 wins, no losses, with 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout. From Brooklyn, New York, please welcome the Iron Horse, Sechew Powell.
Okay, gentlemen, you received your instructions earlier. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Let me caution the fighters to keep your punches up. Touch your gloves. Let's have a good one.
You'd think that Archak, who's 4 inches taller, would have the longer reach, but that's not the case. Powell with the longer reach by an inch, and that should help him outbox Archak if that's the way he chooses to go.
And the unified rules of boxing again apply. And a big key here as we get ready to go, we see nothing out of the ordinary here. 8-ounce gloves, Steve, will be used, and that was by design. Archak TerMeliksetian had to weigh in at 54 or
54
less.
or lower.
He
right,
made it. He is a puncher. He wants the smaller gloves. 8 instead of 10, and they've got 8. And here's Powell. Looks a little bit in the danger zone. He's probing, and TerMeliksetian, big lead right hand, and that got Powell's respect. And look at Powell's eyes. Probing to the body. Really watching for those power punches of TerMeliksetian in the silver. Powell trying to gauge some distance. Not snapping that jab and not being aggressive. Very cautious in this first half minute.
Well, Archak wants to land that lead right.
And there's that right. He did, Steve. Perfect call.
Behind the jab, but that's always the favorite weapon against the southpaw.
There goes the big right hand again. Powell runs into TerMeliksetian, and man, he does look dangerous. He is taller than Powell. The reach, as you indicated, very close, though. TerMeliksetian, very wide stance, trying to close ground and cut off the ring from Powell. Now Powell begins to dial in those combinations. Avoids a right hand, gets poked with a right to the body. So TerMeliksetian varying his attack nicely, I think, Steve, in his opening minute, and Powell fighting cautiously.
Yeah, Archak's menacing because he's absolutely huge for the weight. I mean, a 6'2" junior middleweight is highly unusual, and he wants to get into a punching match.
We've seen Powell on the ropes before, and it's never a good place for him.
Box.
So they need Powell to get that jab going. You hear Al Mitchell in his corner imploring him, don't let TerMeliksetian set up.
Yeah, no, the jab would stop that forward progress of Archak.
And they almost get their
step on each other, yeah.
Hey, lefty, righty, you know how it is.
Archak wants to keep that lead left foot outside of the southpaw's lead foot.
And he's doing a little bit, but Powell's making it easy, not moving to the right. Powell very cautious, but his back is grazing the ropes again. Not a good place for him to be in as he slams a little left to the body of TerMeliksetian. TerMeliksetian cautious, his left hand is low. Now here comes that right as he puts up a blistering attack, and Powell wisely holds on. Looks like Powell, though, hit him, but TerMeliksetian just kept coming.
Yeah, he answered.
And there's now Powell beginning to rev the engines. Moving forward for one of the few times in this fight. Now he'll back off a little bit. Good first round here. TerMeliksetian very much in control, and Powell cautious, but he gets slammed by a right.
Step back.
Bad sign that Archak's been able to move Powell so close to the rope so often.
He's really cutting him off, Steve. We've completed one here in Miami, Oklahoma. This is our main event, 10 rounds or less.
So if I switch to Progressive, I could save hundreds.
Yeah, but that's just the start. We have a great loyalty program.
I'm listening.
Stick with us, and you keep earning bigger discounts and benefits like accident forgiveness. Plus, it's free.
Wow. Great.
Now let's get you initiated into the program.
What is that?
Watch. Here you go. Automatically enrolled. Painless, right?
Totally painless.
Rewarding loyalty. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Two teams looking to make a second-half surge square off as Ryan Howard leads the Phillies against Alfonso Soriano and the Cubs at Wrigley. Phillies-Cubs tonight at 8 on ESPN. Everybody watches on Sunday night.
Thursday is fight night. Modern rivalries, non-stop action, and the champs who always deliver. From the Showtime archives.
He's going in for the finish. He's over.
Championship Boxing. Thursdays at 8, only on ESPN Classic.
Attention, if you have diabetes.
If you have diabetes, I have groundbreaking news for you. Citizens Medical has a way for you to test your blood glucose nearly pain-free. Imagine no more pricking your fingers. With this new meter, you can test from a tiny sample taken from your arm so it's virtually painless. And listen to this.
The blood glucose is 105.
This meter talks to you. Seeing and hearing can help you confirm accuracy. And best of all, Citizens Medical can send you one at no cost.
I hated pricking my fingers. With this meter, I test on my arm and I can barely feel a thing. And it even talks to me.
With Citizens Medical, you can have your diabetes supplies delivered to your home. They work with Medicare or your insurance, they handle the paperwork, and have nurses certified in diabetes available to answer your questions.
I used to drive to the store to get my supplies, and the paperwork was a hassle.
So we called Citizens Medical, and now his supplies show up at the door, and there's virtually no paperwork.
Call Citizens Medical today and change the way you test.
Well, they want Powell to move, and they want him to box again. And he's an excellent boxer. I don't know, he's just trying to feel out, see what TerMeliksetian has. And we know TerMeliksetian has power. And Sechew Powell has been down, but we again have seen him be devastating as a boxer and easily outclass people that way. He's just flicking that jab out there, though. Not really a shotgun, a little wide there, and he gets hit. TerMeliksetian on the way in. He landed a right and took a right. Beautiful counter by Sechew Powell.
Yeah, Powell has a nice right hook, unlike a lot of southpaws who have nothing but a left hand.
Good point.
But I tell you, this is a little bit of a chess match, Nick. Both guys are looking to counterpunch. Neither's being real busy because as soon as one punches, the other punches.
I got to tell you, I really like TerMeliksetian's balance for a big guy. You mentioned how tall he is. Nice right hand by him, and he comes back with a left behind it. But Powell makes him pay, countering.
Yeah, the best punches in this fight have all been counter punches.
Yeah, and it's really, he's catching TerMeliksetian lunging a little bit. Now Powell takes the lead and pokes that jab in his face. Good move.
Yeah, and look at Archak's left hand. He's dropping it a little bit. These guys are almost identical in experience. The only difference, Archak keeps knocking people out, and that's why he's fought so fewer rounds than Powell.
Again, he has never been past 6. We're in the second, scheduled for 10. But Powell not just trying to dance around and make this a show and stay away and pile up points. He is willing to engage Archak TerMeliksetian, but cautiously. Very quick hands by Powell, and he displays them there, countering with a left to the belly. TerMeliksetian low, just hanging that shoulder out, flicking the jab. At least he's trying the jab against the left-hander. And Powell loves to throw that lead left to the body. That's when they think he's open for a counter right hand. TerMeliksetian trying to
step back,
find those kind of openings when Powell commits first. TerMeliksetian just using that jab, just really a rangefinder, Steve. Just trying to close distance, isn't he?
Yeah, they're both waiting for mistakes, and in a fight like this, where counter punches are so significant and where they're really both in range most of the time, straight punches are critical. Powell throws straight shots. Archak does too. It's really not who punches harder, it's who punches at the right time.
Don't clinch, you can step out of the clinches, box.
Oh, nice left by Powell as he drives. Makes Archak TerMeliksetian reset. Make him think twice. That's really what this is about, too. Before he could just have his way and think he could walk in.
Box.
You're right about the power. It's striking true, isn't it? Nice right hand from TerMeliksetian. And Powell says, bring it on.
Yeah, one problem for Archak I could see already. In trade, in exchanges, he drops his hand.
Time.
2 brisk rounds completed here in Miami. That's a lot to absorb. You know, throw that jab, keep moving to the left, and then throw that right hand. But basically, stay busy and box him. Don't just go for the big home run shot, Steve. Oh, Powell. Dangerous dip there. Oh, double right hand and then a counter left from Powell as he ties up TerMeliksetian. Steve Key, you said about dropping his hands, and you're right. Let's watch if Powell could. Well, Powell takes one, not flush, but a big right hand, and now he ties up again. And TerMeliksetian muscles him and roughs him up.
But a nice move by Powell, spinning off the ropes instead of staying there. That was key there.
And now it's some free swinging here going on from both guys. And TerMeliksetian looks very awkward.
Well, Powell gets real low sometimes, and Archak's punches go over his head.
Powell trying to step back, be more, give him more angles.
Punch out of the clinch. Punch out. Your hands are free.
But Steve, I don't think he's stepping around as much as he should to make TerMeliksetian reset. And TerMeliksetian's a little bit quicker than I had figured.
Punch out. Your hands are free. Keep punching. Let go.
He's a
Let
great
go.
mover,
Stop.
but
Right.
he can move.
Back up. Box.
He's been thus far at least equally as quick as Sechew. And I think Archak's fighting very much under control. That this is a guy who's blown out a lot of subpar opponents. Now he's fighting a much better fight, and he's fighting under control, nice pace, and within himself.
And now he'll shorten up, or try to shorten up inside, and he catches Powell on the run and has him on the ropes again.
Punch out.
So,
low blow. Keep your punches out.
It was a low blow. And Gerald Ritter caught it. And now, some bruising body action in both parts.
Stop, break. Punch out of the clinches. Your hands are free. Box.
Powell short with the jab a couple of times. TerMeliksetian, you could just see him begin to load up.
If this were the old Archak, I'd say next 3 rounds, he hasn't knocked this guy out yet. He's going to lose, but there's no sign that he's blowing everything he's got and that he's going to fade late.
You're so right. It's hard to take your eyes off. Now he gets clocked with a sweeping right hand from Powell, and Powell just taking his time, not getting ahead of himself as they exchange punches, but single shots there. Now Powell doing a lot more turning, it seems, Stephen.
That's, yes,
more
what
angles.
he needs to do.
TerMeliksetian closing it off very nicely as he cuts the ring off. Goes to work before the bell.
You know, maybe it's time we do a little window shopping.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Of course.
Where are you going?
Let's go.
I thought we were going window shopping.
We are. Check it out. It's the new windows.
Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see your beer is cold before you buy it.
Oh, that's cold.
You bet they're cold. Look at that.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
If you're looking at a home security system, or even if you already have one, ADT can give you so much more. Like our new keychain remote. Now you can easily arm and disarm your system with the touch of a button. Even turn on your lights. You can also count on fast alarm response from our advanced network of monitoring centers, plus great local service, ADT's exclusive theft protection guarantee, and a money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. And you can get all this and more for as little as $1 a day. A single ADT system can help protect your home from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. When an alarm is received, ADT can respond quickly, calling the local authorities for help. You can even add new technology like Safe Watch Video View. Now you can know what's happening in your home by actually seeing it on your cell phone, computer, or TV. Even if you already have a security system, it's easy to add ADT monitoring. Call now and save over $250 when you buy ADT's family package.
It's peace of mind that can also save your life.
ADT, always there.
Do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? Bill Schaefer, co-inventor of the Splash Wash, did. He came up with the idea while watching his children play. InventHelp submitted his idea to Whammo, makers of toys like the Frisbee and the hula hoop. Hi, I'm Clarence McGee, the sales director of InventHelp. To find out how we can help you try to submit your idea to companies, call for your free information. Bill Schaefer made a financial gain with his invention. Bill's experience is not typical, and most inventions are not successful.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-635-2004.
ESPN 3D is awesome.
Yeah, you could even say it's 3Dzy.
Yeah, I'd never say that.
I think we both know you'd say that.
Available on AT&T Uverse, Comcast, and DirecTV. Weeknights on ESPN Classic.
Unbelievable action.
Bitter rivals, simmering feuds, old grudges, settled the hard way.
It is over. It is over.
Classic boxing, weeknights, 8 Eastern, only on ESPN Classic.
Yeah. Take Powell's legs away, huh, Steve?
Well, in that third round, Nick, they both punched to the body pretty much for the first time in the fight. Archak did a little more work to the body. It could be critical for both guys because, remember, Archak is new to go in 10 rounds.
Really is. Oh, nice lead. There's the right hand by Powell. Now he's connecting, but not strictly headhunting, varying his attack nicely there as he goes to the body there with the left. Now flicking that right hand out once and again and trying to drive TerMeliksetian back, but TerMeliksetian with that straight right.
Break, listen. Punch out of the clinches, your hands are free. Box.
So after 3, Steve, how do you have it?
I have a 2-1 for Archak, 29-28.
It could mean that Sechew Powell's playing catch-up, but again, he has learned patience. Still looking to create those openings, and again, if he would move, it might make this slugger look a little more awkward, Steve.
Powell's starting to use a little bit more lateral movement, turning Archak. And you know what? Archak's left hand this whole round has been down by his Everlast sign on his waistband, and that's why Powell's landing right hooks.
That's strange. They want to move him to his left.
Stop. No, knockdown. No knockdown. Come here. Box.
I think Archak slipped on the that Holden Promotions pillow there.
Oh, yeah, your favorite.
Yeah, I've complained about that before.
Yeah. I have to say the Ritter brothers do a good job here in Oklahoma. Gary Ritter officiating this one. The referee just jumps on top and has had complete control of this fight. But he hasn't had to break him up much. Good, solid action. Nice left hand by Powell. And that seemed to wake up and stir TerMeliksetian, who now, see if he could shorten up. He's got Powell on the ropes, and Powell wisely gets off and hangs on.
Your hands
First
are free,
2 minutes.
You can punch. Box.
First 2 minutes of this round, that could have been the best in the fight, I believe, for Powell. He's landed right hooks. He's landed some jabs, flush. It's premature to say that Archak is slowing down, but I know that Powell's counting on that happening.
I agree with you completely, Steve. Powell's been very patient in this fight, not certainly giving away rounds, but cautiously trying to see what this guy has. Now there, TerMeliksetian trying to land the uppercut, but he seems to arm punch when he doesn't shorten up inside well, Steve. It's observation. And here Powell making him pay here, trying to drive him back. So it looks like TerMeliksetian likes that full extension.
Punch out.
Yes, he needs the full extension. And if Powell's on the ropes, Archak should not make the mistake of falling in with him and fighting on the inside. He gives away his advantages.
So he should step back a little bit.
Exactly.
Measure him, huh? Closing out the 4th. This one is zipping by here in Miami, Oklahoma.
Time.
Oh.
Box.
And working off that. Let's see if it happens.
Well, it'd be a good punch to use more and more because A, he will stop some of Archak's forward progress, and B, Archak's left hand is so low, you'd think that jab would have a place to land.
Yeah, it's the kind of technique that Powell, I think, needs to generate his most effective offense. He's not a one-punch gun by any means. He's a combination puncher. He really takes some risks here with this big guy.
They butted heads.
Time. You're all right? You're all right? Time in. Box.
Now Powell walking in behind the jab. But the much taller TerMeliksetian, not too easy to hit with that. The jab having a trajectory upwards against the much taller man.
Yeah, that's where the reach doesn't come into play, but the height does.
Yeah.
If you're trying to hit the guy in the chin, he needs a step ladder to do it.
Right. Look, and he got flushed and driven back there. See if that rocked him at all. Oh, yes. TerMeliksetian says bring it on, but he's backing off. He wants to make this a slugfest on the ropes, perhaps, but he got hit twice.
He did. And it's very important for Powell, if Archak backs out, get in real close or stay way out.
Yeah, exactly. And Powell threading the needle now. Now he's back in the center of the ring. Let's see if he'll move and turn as Archak TerMeliksetian comes on like a charging bull. He was stung here in the 5th round.
Get your arm away. Stop, break. Step back.
And we're really seeing Sechew Powell advance as a prospect. He got pinned to the ropes there. First thing he did, grabbed his man. Shows us that's a sign of maturity.
Absolutely. I like his patience in this fight, Steve, so far. But again, TerMeliksetian is a dangerous hombre here. He's in the 5th, never been past 6. Looks like he could be it definitely looks like the more fatigued fighter, but he's not stepping on his tongue again, as we say, by any means. But Powell doing exactly what he needs to do, stretch him out.
Yeah, it's not that Archak is that tired. He's not breathing heavy. I'm watching him between rounds, but he's not particularly busy during the round.
Right. And the sign of a prospect coming of age is to increase the pressure as the fight gets deeper. And let's see if that'll be possible for the Armenian. Now he steps up the intensity, and now rattles Powell, it seems, with a good combination, but Powell very smoothly counters and spins away. Middle of the ring. Powell, the man closing distance now. He looks very much in control, but very aware of the power in both fists from Archak TerMeliksetian. Powell wraps him with a combination. As we approach the halfway mark of this fight here in Miami, Oklahoma. Stare down and talk down before the bell, and the crowd's getting into this one.
Do low light and small print make your tired eyes strain and squint? Don't turn on the light. That would keep your loved one awake all night. You need Page Bright, the page-sized device that brightens and magnifies everything in sight. Page Bright's 4 high-powered LED lights brighten the entire page, while the optical-grade lens magnifies a wide area, making words and images up to 3 times bigger, instantly relieving eye strain. Lay Page Bright over newspapers and scrapbooks for on-the-spot illumination and magnification. Use the no-slip clip to secure Page Bright for hands-free reading. Keep it in the car to make maps easy to follow in the dark. Take it to school or work, or use it in church or study group to bring hymns and readings to life. The 4 super bright LED lights stay cool and last up to 5,000 hours. It's always there to help you see instructions, menus, and more. Plus, it always stays in place, shedding light only where you need it. So it's perfect for reading next to sleeping spouses or studying near roommates. Page Bright is made of ultra-sleek, lightweight acrylic, so you can use it as your bookmark and take it everywhere you go. You can even use Page Bright to help see fuse boxes and other emergency instructions during power outages. You've seen similar items advertised for as much as $40, but you can get your Page Bright for just $10. Call right now, and as a special bonus, you'll get the Page Bright Mini absolutely free. Use the Mini to help read menus or manage medications. Order right now and we'll double the offer. Just pay separate processing. You'll get 2 full-size Page Brights and 2 Minis, all for just $10. Page Bright is guaranteed to brighten and magnify everything you read or your money back. You can even keep the Minis as our thank you for trying Page Bright. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-956-5958 to order your Page Bright and receive the double offer. That's 2 Page Brights and 2 Minis for the incredible price of just $10 plus processing and handling. Call 1-800-956-5958. Call or log on now.
ESPN 3D is here. Watch over 80 live sporting events in amazing 3D. Contact your video provider or visit ESPN.com/3D.
Right. Ill-advised, too. Really like Powell's left hand. And what's so effective, Steve, of course, he leads with it there, but when he works behind the jab, even more so. Because, as you said, TerMeliksetian is not the busier guy, and he's got to get busy, as his corner just indicated. This fight could be slipping away. He certainly has lost the momentum he had earlier, and now he's coming on big and has Powell against the ropes. Little infighting here, but boy, little arm punches. Now he's trying to measure and line up Powell, almost holding and hitting. Powell content to lay on the ropes, absorbing shots to the ribs. And TerMeliksetian trying to unzip him. Now Powell just laying in the woods a little bit as he gains his momentum and is content to slug with the seemingly bigger man. Remember, 8-ounce gloves is what TerMeliksetian wanted, and they've got some puncher's gloves in there.
When Powell's on the inside, he's got to watch out for Archak's uppercut. But Archak has to watch out for Powell countering that uppercut, because it's the easiest punch in boxing to counter.
Right. Actually, it's Powell wearing the Grant gloves, which are not as much a puncher's glove as the Everlast. Should Powell be standing there at all? Is there any reason for it, Steve?
You know, he's letting Archak punch himself out a little bit. In that sense, it's a good idea. He's trying to play, it's your turn, it's my turn. But he was doing so well in ring center, I don't know why he doesn't just go back there.
Right, getting hit a little bit, rush to the ribs as TerMeliksetian attacks the body, probing, stings him with a left hook. Powell drives a left hand and stuffs it in the face and draws blood now as TerMeliksetian bleeding from the right nostril. The result of that heavy left hand from Sechew Powell. Powell trying to dial in again. A little wide with the punches, but they're still hitting their mark, Steve. Grazing blows, but they're doing enough damage to pile up points.
Stop, break, step back, both fighters, box.
You get the impression at this point, Nick, that Sechew thinks he has his man.
Yeah. He's
being more aggressive. He's letting Archak punch as if he doesn't fear Archak's power anymore. Maybe a mistake.
TerMeliksetian has been 6 twice. 3 times, actually, but never beyond that. And we are almost out of the 6th. TerMeliksetian blasting away, but not getting that kind of leverage he does often from outside. There, just throwing a couple of shots without much to them. Powell was aware of 2 dangerous things about him. That left hook when he's in close, it makes sense. That's closer to the chin of Powell, and that right from afar. But he's got to start boxing his way in, working off that jab, and now we see him with his hands high for the first time in a while, making it more difficult. Oh, but Powell threads the needle again with that left hand, and that has been his big punch in this fight. Powell displaying good combination punching as he begins to string those shots together.
When they're in close, it would serve Powell very well to punch more to the body.
Hands are free, punch out.
It's very important that Archak gets tired for Powell to be successful. 7 rounds or more. Hey, we're in round 7. Archak's never been there.
What do you think of Powell's defense, Steve?
When he's moving to the side, it's real good. And his hands, he has to keep his hands up. Right now, they're low.
What about TerMeliksetian? He knows it's pretty close. What can he sharpen up and do better?
Well, you said it yourself. He started this round with his hands higher. That's big.
Stop,
and he's got to get busy. He's had good success when he's pinned Powell against the ropes. If he can, and by being busy, he'll do that more.
Now he resets, and Powell waiting to make his move. He jumps in with that left That lead left hand that's been effective as well.
Big improvement by Archak. When he fought Nurhan Suleiman, he couldn't get the quick KO. He fell apart. He looked like a bully that just didn't get his way. This fight, he stayed under control. He's weathered the tough moments. He's still in the fight.
He really is. A little sloppy there, though. He just hasn't been accurate when he's had his shots at Powell, and Powell has been on the counter, clocking him with regularity after TerMeliksetian's attack. Let's see if he does it again here. There it is. But now Archak returns favor and muscles Powell towards the rope.
Stop, 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 stop.
And Gerald Ritter breaks him, or Gary Ritter, I should say. Why do I mix these twins up?
Everybody does. You know what? Sechew Powell's proven over 6+ rounds that he's got better mobility and better upper body movement. When they're on the inside like this, neither one of those things come into play very much.
No question. You're right, Steve. Powell just looks like he's just controlling this fight, and even at times not controlling distance. And here comes TerMeliksetian trying to close the gap once more.
Just tell me right now, like first impression, would you marry me?
There's so many different things about me that I do not like.
Let's talk about something fun. How about magic?
Peanuts. I like cashews.
Any site can get you to a first date. But with eHarmony, those dates can be better. You get to choose from people matched with you based on deep compatibility. And that means something more meaningful from the first date onward. So try eHarmony.com today and review all your compatible matches free.
To get my buddies to help me move, I picked up Pizza Hut pizzas for just $10 each.
Those were the only boxes he picked up.
Hey, whoa, I supervised.
Pick up any of your favorite pizzas for just $10 and add a 2-liter Pepsi and breadsticks for $4 more. Only at your Pizza Hut.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is having a snowball fight with pitching great Randy Johnson a bad idea?
Sorry, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you just winged me.
Think anybody's gonna notice that?
Yeah, probably. Maybe we should just go sledding.
Yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Sound like refreshment? Not to me. I hear a cry for help. Begging for the ridiculous flavor of Captain Morgan Lime Bite. Bite this, brochacho. Try Captain Morgan Lime Bite. Drink responsibly.
Attention computer shoppers with past credit problems. If you've had past credit problems and want to make a change, call now. All you need is an active checking account and you're approved for our program. Bankruptcy, liens, divorce, or job loss, it doesn't matter. You're approved. We'll get you that new computer you always wanted and report on your credit so you can start to get it back on track. Call now and with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and a free LCD TV. You heard right. Free printer, free MP3 player, and a free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gift shipped today.
We head to the 8th here in Miami, Oklahoma.
Back up. Box.
Let's see Powell trying to create more offense here, but it's TerMeliksetian who's got to generate some power because he isn't outboxing Sechew Powell. He wanted a knockout, knew he needed the knockout. Of course, neither man's been down in this fight, and TerMeliksetian's taken the worst of it.
That's it. Stop. Break. Let go. Bucks.
Now it's some infighting center of the ring, and it's Powell getting the last shot in there. So those second and third shots are connecting for Sechew Powell, and he's just out punching. Certainly not overpowering TerMeliksetian, but there once again with those cleanup punches, and that right hook landed after the jab and right hook, or the left hook. TerMeliksetian moving forward here. He's got Powell in the corner. Powell definitely spins away now, middle of the rope, using his legs. His legs have carried him well in this fight. We're in the 8th, scheduled for 10.
Step back. Box.
Boy, I'm just surprised that Powell could be content to stand there and slug with this guy at times.
Stop, break. Step back.
Keep him off balance. I thought that TerMeliksetian at first showed that he's a big guy with good balance, but he hadn't really been able to get set and punch. But even when he does, it's Powell there coming back and stopping him in his tracks.
Well, you know, expectations come into play, and when a fighter's expectations aren't met, sometimes that can affect their performance. Archak was absolutely sure he was going to knock Powell out. The Powell didn't have the chin to withstand his power. That hasn't happened. Powell was absolutely sure Archak would be totally spent by now. That hasn't happened. They both had to adjust.
Yeah, that was the drama here. But I also feel that TerMeliksetian knew that he had to knock Powell out. That was the only way, that he could not box him. But he has had his moments, Steve. I mean, nobody's been down, as you said, and you've given him how many rounds?
Well, you have it very close after 7, and Powell ahead by a point.
So TerMeliksetian by no means a one-trick pony here. Got more in the bag. He can do some boxing. And now Powell's got to be careful here as TerMeliksetian tries to run him down, but there goes his little arm shots when he's got Powell in close.
Stop, break, step back, step back.
The judges love volume punching, and when they're against the ropes, Archak is doing that.
Yeah, but don't they love the quality punching over?
Well, they should. Yeah, they should, but...
And I really think that the quality shots clearly have been Powell's tonight. And it's been that left hand. Powell with that right hand low now.
Time.
2 rounds to go.
The guy hit you because you stand here. While you move in the ring goes so good. What you move in the ring? Huh? Too much holding. Walk in the ring, bro. The guy coming for you, bang, bang, move him.
You gotta punch underneath. Drill your shots, man. Drill your shots, son. You got him there on the edge, and you keep letting him slide away. Okay?
My room. Sechew, the guy fight you inside.
Más arriba, ¿no? Dame ese cuerpo. Mikey, let me get that bottle of water. Cierra. ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Cómo te sientes? Tenemos 6 minutos. Tenemos que ganar cada minuto. Okay?
You need to get on him and hit him every minute.
I have it dead even 76-76. During his better offensive moments, Archak been much busier, but a lot of the shots have been baby punches, and a lot of the shots haven't landed.
Yeah.
Powell's landed the flusher shots, as he does right there with the right hook.
Yeah, unofficially, I like Powell in this one. I haven't been keeping round score, but I think he's won 5 of 8. And of course, they're all 10-9 rounds. Nobody's been down in this fight. TerMeliksetian, the advertised power puncher, showing they can box as well. But Sechew Powell,
step back, step back.
Slicker and perhaps more effective. But now he's flat-footed, just waiting, stepping back, and hoping that TerMeliksetian will run into some shots there. Now we'll see if Powell could start giving him some angles here, moving away there underneath, but trapped in the corner. And here come those little shots from TerMeliksetian. He doesn't step back and try to rifle one. He's looking to his corner.
Box.
You saw the bruised face of TerMeliksetian, the nose, the eye. So he has been getting hit, I think, with certainly more regularity.
Nick, this is the portion of the fight where Powell was counting on Archak being tired. Look who the guy is punching. Look who the guy is backing the other one up. I know the shots aren't that effective, but even on the inside where you think Powell would be safer, he's getting out-punched.
Steve,
outworked anyway. I shouldn't say outpunched.
Stop, break.
Unless he's absolutely fatigued, and I don't think he is. Can he really believe he has a safe lead? I think he has a lead, but how safe could it be?
Yeah, it's a pretty close fight. And we should point out, neutral officials for Powell to come down here, as was the case in the Codrington fight. Promoter Lou DiBella wanted neutral officials. You have a judge from Texas, Oklahoma, one from Oklahoma, and one from Missouri.
Well, I would be screaming at Powell from the corner right now to get busy. He really has to get going. Unless he's just taking this round off. Well, he clearly is. Looking for openings now. He opens up both barrels. And sits on the second strand.
Again, the better shot coming from Powell, no doubt.
Step back. Bucks.
Yeah, but Francisco Guzman, the trainer, with some sign language from the corner. He wants combinations from his man. In other words,
stop, break,
rev it up and get busier.
Bucks.
You're late in round 9, and Guzman on his feet, shouting instructions now, as well he should. Show of respect, little stare down, and with 1 round to go.
Showtime brings you the very best in premium entertainment.
I know I'm a monster.
If you're gonna kill me, please do it fast.
I am reborn.
That's hilarious.
Quick question? Sure. Shut up. I'm just having desserts and liquor.
We will be cruel to the German. You don't have to worry about me. It's all you want. It's the best. It's Showtime. You can get $25 cash back when you order Showtime. Call 1-888-SHOWTIME now.
Gonna try an old sand trap shot here. A little more dirt than ball.
That looked like a slice to me. You need to bend your knees a little more. Keep your head down.
I am wearing a spacesuit.
Just trying to help.
One more. Miles and miles and miles.
There you go. Regular Chichi Rodriguez.
John Mapes is 42. Mortgage, married, 2 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. John can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $25 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll search the pick of insurers like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. John's wife, Carrie, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or visit SelectQuote.com.
Call 1-800-280-0261.
Bucks.
10th and final round in Miami, Oklahoma. Sechew Powell unbeaten. Archak TerMeliksetian has been beaten once. Has never been past 6 rounds until tonight. And it looks like he's going the distance.
No. Stop.
Slip in the corner. It's very wet in front of us. Powell should be finishing strong here.
Break. Bucks.
He's been patient, but maybe too patient at times. But very careful against a slugger. So you can't criticize that, and I really have Powell winning this fight. But
Bucks.
Nick, I have Powell ahead by 1 point. This is going to be very interesting to see how the judges score this. This is why scoring fights is difficult, because Archak's been pinning Powell moments like this, getting off, and sometimes landing shots, very often not landing cleanly.
that was an important sequence there. Powell doesn't want to have this one slip away and make it even closer, I would think. But he's got to get busier. He's never been rocked by the power of TerMeliksetian. And again, he lacks leverage, Archak, on those shots. And Powell wakes him up with some strong left-hand action.
Flush shots by Powell. Nick, the funny thing with Archak, the power puncher turned into a volume puncher in this fight.
I agree. Good call. I'm very impressed with Powell's left hand. I've been impressed enough with TerMeliksetian not abandoning things. Trying to box, trying to hang with this guy, knowing he might have to go 10, but I think in his heart of hearts, knowing he had to knock this guy out to win this fight.
Nick, between rounds, Powell's corner said to him, "Is your finger bothering you?" And he answered yes. And we believe it to be the right hand.
Right hand, you can see, yeah.
So they told him to use his left hand, so it's probably the right hand that's injured. And he's using that left hand very effectively in this round.
Stop, break. Step back. Box.
You'd think at this point, for both of these guys, there'd be a little bit more of a sense of urgency. 30 seconds left in the close fight. Don't really see that.
Stop, break.
And Archak never before been past 6 rounds. He's still here in the 10th.
Coming on big here.
Stop, break.
Was it enough to win this round?
Good fight. Didn't necessarily follow the script we would have thought.
Not at all.
But then again, neither did Codrington Green, for that matter. So,
after David Lovelace checking out both boxers.
Martin, when he was Tommy.
I'm proud of you.
Emma.
Okay, now we've corrected that. Al Mitchell says the left hand about midway through.
A little lumpy is all good. It's part of the business.
You can't let him lean his head on.
Yeah, I stayed in there too long.
On the road side.
Powell really didn't throw that left as much. Think about it down the stretch.
you know, in the 10th round he did, and he landed some solid shots. Not as much as he would have liked, though.
So the fight in these judges' hands. Gerald Ritter, who refereed the first bout. Oren Schellenberger and Jerry Griffin. Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas here. Powell unbeaten. TerMeliksetian once beaten. And let's look at down the stretch action here. 10th round.
I'd like to have seen a little bit more of a sense of urgency from both guys in this 10th round, but Powell stationary a little bit too much in this fight. Gave TerMeliksetian, hey, I got it right. Gave Archak a lot of room to punch and a lot of time to punch. But again, Powell landing the cleaner shots throughout the fight, and the cleaner shots from a distance, which are easier shots for judges to see.
Steve, I thought Powell again clearly won the fight, but again, unofficially, I didn't have it anyway. I thought TerMeliksetian had his moments, definitely, and had his chances.
Don't worry about the eye. I can't, the hand
But,
when I worry.
hey, the suspense is over because we're going to find out right now.
No, you want to talk to one of these. Yeah, you want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our judges' decision. Judge Schellenberger scored the fight 97-93. Judge Griffin scored the fight 100-90. Judge Ritter scored the fight 97-93. Our winner by unanimous decision, Sechew Powell.
Wow. Certainly not a shock there, but 100-90 is, what were they looking at in that one? Archak TerMeliksetian deserved better in that instance. 100-91, Judge David, Steve.
I had a 96-94, and two of the judges had it 97-93. That seems reasonable. They went for the fact that Powell landed the cleanest shots throughout. They were unimpressed by Archak's busy style on the inside, and Powell probably should have fought on the inside a lot less in this fight, or could have been more effective on the inside than he was, but he got away with it.
There we see Powell as he moves on. The 26-year-old moves to 18-0. Still 11 KOs because TerMeliksetian was very much around here for the finish. But again, Al Mitchell in the corner said that Powell hurt his hand midway through this fight, his left hand, which was his most effective weapon. Certainly the early stages of this fight, and even down the stretch at times, hurt or not. So Sechew Powell, pretty polished performance. As we see him still in the ring, and the guy walking past us, obviously dejected, Archak TerMeliksetian. And before, Steve, we address the winner here, I want to ask you about the loser. Going into this fight, well, let's look at Powell again.
Not the best, but we
yeah, he was in one, 10 rounds.
Not the best, but we took it.
Not the best, but he'll take it.
Well, it's a real big win for Powell because it's very, very bad for a young fighter to get a reputation that he might have a weak chin. And in 2 fights on Showbox, 2 previous fights against Grady Brewer and against Bundridge in the double knockdown fight, Powell got dropped.
So for Steve Farhood and our entire crew, this is Nick Charles saying so long, everybody, from Oklahoma.